I'm John, I'm a manager. I know where I'm going and I know how to get there.
And I would go for all these events and say things like, you know, if you don't have a problem with homosexuality, what is your problem with homosociality? And somebody would say, why do you have to scream out your sexuality?
What does
like,
that mean?
Because it's assumed that everybody is straight, you do.
But what does that mean?
You know, there was this teacher in my department.
She used to say, why do you have to be so obvious about it? And so then you say, oh, you know, when two girls are holding hands, people think you're lesbian, like that. Right? And then Ponni, of course, is on film saying, you know, but if you don't think it's a problem to be gay, then why is it an issue if people think that you're gay? Like, why does
Even
it bother
wrongly,
you?
what is the hassle?
Like, even wrongly, like, how does it matter, you know?
I mean, I know it takes away from space and all that, but like, what the hell? Big
It
deal.
exerts space? What?
Takes
No, it
away
takes
from
away.
space. Which was the logic behind the question.
But like, if that's all you need for people to assume, you know.
No, also like, there was gossip.
Can we
yeah,
make people
which I
assume
found.
I'm straight?
Today
You know,
I
that
did-
whole
in that shirt,
Ew, this
metrosexual hasn't reached that.
and with
okay.
those jeans, I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly. And you happen to find one pair
You,
of
like,
pants
pour
in every
yourself
store,
into the
which is
jeans.
baggy everywhere except at the crotch. It suddenly has an extra Mario stitch at the crotch.
Yuck. Don't be
I
jealous.
cannot believe that your self-portrait do not have a crotch shot.
Did I tell you
What is
I
more
saw-
you than your crotch?
Did I tell
Actually,
you?
more me than my boobies. Which, by the way, can I please tell you?
Yeah.
He loved my boob picture.
Really?
I love it.
Did he like the boobs or the picture?
So gas is going out for Kavalis on Thursday
Can I
night.
come with you?
Yeah.
No, Priya. Oh God. Kebabs, kawali mein haddi. What the hell?
लवकुरों के साथ गुफ्तगू
My problem is that I like this girl, and it's like our marks are drastically different. So what I'm fearing is that our IQ levels might not match, and then I don't think I'll be happy with her.
It's got nothing to do with your emotional quotient. Your IQ definitely बाकी सारी चीजों में मैटर करती है, लेकिन प्यार में emotional quotient ज़्यादा मैटर करता है. So I think rather than your IQ, your EQ should be matched.
কলকাতা থেকে প্রথম যেই ট্রেন তার যাত্রা আরম্ভ করেছিল তার নাম ছিল ফেরি কুইন। এই যাত্রা 15ই আগস্ট 1858 সালে হয় এবং ইস্ট ইন্ডিয়া রেলওয়েজের এই ট্রেনটির গন্তব্যস্থান ছিল হুগলি। যোগসূত্র কলকাতা। নকল কিনে ঠকেছেন তো? আসল সিডি আর ক্যাসেট কিনে আকাশ দেখেছে তোর চোখে।
In this situation, I chose to lie, and for you foolish people, you didn't believe the truth. Because I told you that the world will be dependent forever. I'm gonna slay you on July 25th. Every one of you, including my family, except for me, you know. I will be the new Hitler, and I will create world wars every second. So you'd better hide in your house, but nothing will happen, because I'm gonna slay all of you! You fools! Independent fools, you'll soon be dependent fools! Ha! 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 Ha!
बावरे से मन की देखो बावरी है बातें बावरे सी धड़कने हैं बावरी है सांसें बावरी सी करवटें
পেট্রোপণ্যের মূল্যবৃদ্ধির প্রতিবাদে সিআইটিইউর ডাকে আজ সারা রাজ্যে বেলা 12টা থেকে 5 মিনিটের জন্য চাক্কা বন্ধ পালিত হয়। সিআইটিইউর কর্মী সমর্থকরা কলকাতা এবং জেলাগুলিতে বিভিন্ন জায়গায় জড়ো হয়ে বিক্ষোভ দেখান। তবে কোথাও জোর খাটিয়ে যান চলাচল বন্ধ করা হয়নি বলে সিআইটিইউর সমর্থকরা জানিয়েছেন। চাক্কা বন্ধকে কেন্দ্র করে কোথাও থেকে কোনো অপ্রীতিকর ঘটনার খবরও পাওয়া যায়নি। আগামীকাল কেন্দ্রীয় সরকারি দপ্তরগুলির সামনে সিআইটিইউ বিক্ষোভ কর্মসূচি পালন করবে। তৃণমূল কংগ্রেস দল পেট্রোপণ্যের মূল্যবৃদ্ধির প্রতিবাদে আজ বিক্ষোভ সমাবেশ করেছে। সিপিআইএমের প্রবীণ বিধায়ক হাসিম আব্দুল হালিম বিনা প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বিতায় 14দশ রাজ্য বিধানসভার অধ্যক্ষ নির্বাচিত হয়েছে। 1982 সাল থেকে এই নিয়ে একটানা 6বার শ্রী হালিম অধ্যক্ষ হলেন, যা এক রেকর্ড। সভার প্রবীণতম সদস্য অধ্যক্ষ প্রতিম জ্ঞান সিং সোহনপাল অধ্যক্ষ পদে নির্বাচন পরিচালনা করেন। এই পদে অন্য কোনো প্রার্থী মনোনয়নপত্র পেশ করেননি। কংগ্রেসের বিধায়করা সভায় উপস্থিত থাকলেও তৃণমূল কংগ্রেস অধ্যক্ষ নির্বাচন পর্বে অংশ নেয়নি। অধ্যক্ষ নির্বাচনের মধ্য দিয়ে 14দশ রাজ্য বিধানসভার প্রথম
Karolbagh bus station, Pitampura crossing, Model Town Tea Point, GK2 Market. Sweaty toes are convulsing inside brown shoes. The coarse denim jeans hold on to the sturdy legs which want to stand up and run.
My sister's there. Get her married to a gay man. Then I'll marry this girl. And then what happened? Has he accepted now?
No, I have to keep on coming out to him every second year, and he can't forget it.
Boys and men and girls and women and non-boys and non-men and non-girls and non-women and everythings and nothings have stamped their footprints on the heterosexist concrete.
I just didn't want it to get emotionally involved because I can't handle it.
And very often it meant not to have a face.
Sometimes you need to speak. Maybe not always, but sometimes you do. I was in love with this woman. My first love at 16.
In 1977, it was known as Londebazi Hind, which is a Hindustani term that means homosexuals of India.
I mean, as in like you overlook the rest. Like, and I think the experience of watching the film becomes less about the film than about the moment.
Right, which is what I mean, is that generally the idea about gay movies?
I've seen very few.
For
me, it has been.
We are only players acting out some predetermined fate. Trixie, but it is lonely and can reach. Trixie, with nobody opposite me.
I am going to spray this poison venom on the border. Then, if anyone touches it, he'll become dependent. Then I'll say, where you go, you dependent fools of the country, and he'll become dependent. Each and every dozen of people will have a cage. They'll be given a daily supply of water, idli, dosa and sambar.
Who's gonna cook you?
No, I'm not gonna cook.
What if one of the animals you make dependent bite you?
No, animals will be free to eat.
Then they'll all bite you.
Animals will be free to eat the baby. कुत्ता को देखो इसको देखो चल खींच कहाँ है कुत्ता कहाँ है वो जा रहा जा रहा यार दमना बहुत बड़ा है ओ देख कितना पास आ वो है वो देख जा रहा कितना बड़ा इसमें पास भी आ जाता है और क्या ना अब देख हो गए चाड़े के पास निकट गो देख कहाँ जा रहा कैसे जा रहा है ए उतर गो निकट गो कहाँ गयो
आधी रतिया उठे दर्दिया आधी आधी रतिया उठे दर्दिया दिया करे चटचट कब जीत कब पट सैया मारे सटा सट कब जीत कब पट सैया मारे सटा सट चित सुतत मोरा पीठ दुखाइल पट सुतत मोरा पेट हो कुछ दर्द ना मर्द से ऐसन भइल बा हमरा भेंट हो रात भर जगावे गोरी हमके सतावे
छोटा है छोटा है
कपड़े चादरा ओढ़ा के कहे हमसे 10 मिनट पर कहे हमसे 10 मिनट पर पलटर दे पलट
ओ यार मत घुस जाएगी फोटो में
कब पट से हमारे सटा सट अब जीत कब पट से हमारे सटा सट
Reading your book, I see you now, again in your Alexandria, leaning toward the window of a shop, where the light catches the dust and touches the features of a young man within. Watching, you catch sight of your reflection, mottled in the glass, and move away. Last words of a poem rising to your mind, quote, later in a happier time, a man just like me will appear and act freely, unquote. Sometimes, remembering my silences, my lost moments, the line of burnt out candles, I despair with you, Kawafi. And then sometimes I think, this is that happy time. I am the man.
We're going to look at a set of stills by an Argentinian woman. They're portraits of drag kings. They're very classically taken. I just thought I'd share them with you. It's one way of dealing with it. It's very, in a way, in terms of art, it's very traditional. The black and white, they're just standing there. They're very formally taken, which is a device, and it refers to this whole history of the formal portrait, grandfather standing there. It's like that. Evidence, X was there. It's a way of, we can use also to say that we were here. We have to have one picture. Gautam in his suit standing in front of his cars. Everything.
It's interesting to me in terms of this photos that prove existence kind of narrative, the we are there, so kind of photos of drag kings in Buenos Aires and all that. I think it's funny that I keep coming back to saying what about those films, what about those pictures is queer, right? And some of them could have just been pictures if they had been in a, young girls in Buenos Aires in a changing city context. A lot of the same images would have worked. The only ones that wouldn't have, or not, they actually all would have worked. The only ones, but you would have flagged the butch dykes and the drag queens looking slightly different. And I keep coming back to this sort of frustration in sense of saying, are the only sort of recognizable queer portraits of people who are somehow gender transgressive. You know what I mean? Or at least somehow couldn't pass, essentially. You know what I mean? And what happens to the photos of people who can pass? I mean, how do they claim queerness? Like, I feel like you have to go this sort of extra step in that sense. Or is it just the location of the shot because they're placed together in a title with the series called Drag Kings, right? That's sort of, that's the reason why okay, I think this is this. You have to wear a choker to be in the story. You have to wear a tag saying, this is not what it appears. And so it works, but then is the image actually being able to convey it without the title and without the location, without the grouping?
A lovely city which was ruined by me. This all started from when I was a ghost.
What was the city?
In 2000 BC, it was a lovely city. The city's name is Dhaka. Dhaka, Patna, Baghdad. Dhaka, Patna, Baghdad. I hated the cities. Too much money, too proud, too arrogant. They always fought with Copenhagen and Bern. They fought with weaker countries. Before, Bangladesh was a top leader. It was the richest country. $1 billion GN per capita.
I was wondering what his image of desire might, what he thought was going on in his head.
I don't think it's even framed in terms of desire. I don't think it's...
आपको लगा कभी कि हम बाकी सोसाइटी से अलग हैं, लोग क्या कहेंगे, डर लगा, पुलिस से डर लगा?
नहीं लगा, किसी से नहीं लगा, ये भी नहीं लगा कि हम अलग कर रहे हैं कुछ, नहीं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं हुआ।
हम सेलिब्रेट करेंगे इंटरकल्चरल रिलेशनशिप्स को, यानी कि अगर आपकी लव लाइफ, आपकी मैरिज, आपके रिश्ते में भारत के अलग अलग रंग जो है वो झलकते हैं, वो नजर आते हैं, तो अपनी लव स्टोरी मुझे बताना ना भूलें। मिसाल के तौर पे अगर आप मराठी हैं और आपके बॉयफ्रेंड बंगाली, या फिर आप पंजाबी हैं और आपकी वाइफ कश्मीरी, या फिर आप तमिलियन हैं और आपके बॉयफ्रेंड हैं गुजराती, यानी कि अगर आपकी लव स्टोरी में, आपकी शादी में, आपके रिलेशनशिप में भारत के डिफरेंट कल्चर्स के या डिफरेंट जो रंग हैं, डिफरेंट शेड्स हैं, अगर वो झलकते हैं, तो आपको मुझे बतानी है अपनी कहानी, ताकि आपकी खूबसूरत कहानी को मैं पूरी दिल्ली के साथ शेयर कर सकूं और आपको दे सकूं एक खूबसूरत।
I just imagine myself reading out loud to people. I imagine like how people respond to different things. I don't know exactly how they're going to respond at all, but I imagine that. I mean, I imagine myself speaking to, and that's actually like actually the really nice thing about this. Like yesterday, you know, I was reading this poem out, and like if I was reading it in another context, I feel like people wouldn't have understood any of it. But because it's not like it doesn't, you know, it doesn't put itself, lay its cards on the table right through. But I think a lot of people responded to it because they could instinctively know what I was saying, because they were experiencing the same thing. And it's kind of nice, you know.